So we were talking about whether there can ever be another Silicon Valley around the world, and we were talking about why you think there will not be a Silicon Valley in India.
Sure.
So maybe you could explain that.
Sure. So I think the valley got created because there were artificial constraints on being able to move information, people, or money around at that point in time. So it demanded, therefore, that people come to a place in order to be able to work together.
Right.
And artificial in today's context. Today you can as easily work with people in remote locations as you can with people who are close by. Now, of course, there is a premium to being able to meet, but you can get a lot of work done. And once you can start building out a much more distributed system, so to speak, it becomes very hard to go back to a model which requires concentration. So the analogy that you and I were talking about, much like building a mainframe versus building a cloud computing infrastructure. So we are in the cloud computing world, and it is very hard, therefore, to demand that one replicate a mainframe. So I see a lot of centers in India develop together where cumulatively they can produce a lot of innovation and a lot of value. But there is not the pressing need to create a concentrated center of innovation, much like the Valley has turned out to be, which of course you pay a price that you have to fly 2 hours to see the guys you're working with, and that is less effective. But I don't see how you get around this distributed system facility at this point in time in order to bring that concentration back.
Do you think that India can compete with Silicon Valley in terms of technology innovation?
So I think it will take time. So not for the next 5 to 7 years, and who knows what happens 5 to 7 years. Most technical innovations we are dealing with today didn't exist 5 to 7 years, be it the iPhone or the Kindle or a whole bunch of stuff. So 5 years is a lifetime. But in that period, I don't see it happening because the pressing reasons for innovation in India and the ecosystem to foster that innovation is not here yet. The more interesting opportunities are around just satisfying customer and consumer demand in a lot more traditional areas like education or retail, and so entrepreneurs find that it is easier to build those businesses than to go innovate on technology where the underpinnings are still not there in enough measure in India. So I don't see that happening for the next 5 odd years, as I mentioned.
Are we going to see a $1 billion market cap company come out of India in the tech space?
In the tech space, my suspicion is much fewer than in all the other non-tech spaces, and hence the probability of coming up with that is correspondingly lower also.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.